guys, it's time to make some homemade veggie burgers, one of my absolute favorite things to eat. Now, making veggie burgers can be quite time consuming because you have to do a lot of preparation and getting the ingredients ready. The thing about veggie burgers, the best thing about veggie burgers is it's very flexible. You can put whatever you want in your veggie burger. Sometimes I just put whatever I have around the kitchen in mine. But some of the things that are common in veggie burgers that also keep them sticking together as patties are things like beans and oats and sweet potatoes and things like that. So, but whatever vegetables you want to put in your veggies, by all means do so. I've used carrots, I've used squash, I've used different peppers and onions, I've used spinach, I've used kale, I've used chickpeas, I've used black beans. So it's really a flexible recipe, so use whatever you want. Same thing goes for your seasonings, whatever seasonings you like. I have some sea salt here, I have black pepper, paprika, and I have garlic powder, I have onion powder. You want to make sure that not just with this recipe, but with all recipes, you stay away from seasonings that have too much sodium in them. Too much sodium can make you retain water. Hence, if you're trying to lose weight, obviously that's going to prevent that with that water retention. But things like cayenne pepper is something I use quite often, and it's really actually good for the metabolism. Anything spicy and hot typically is good for the metabolism, so I encourage stuff like that. I also use chili powder quite a bit. I like spicy stuff. So, and with your salts, it's better to use either sea salt or pink Himalayan salt. Those are two that you can use. Now, they are very, very salty, so you only need a little bit for either one of those. So today, I have two different types of beans. I have black beans and I have garbanzos, or what we call chickpeas. I also have sweet potatoes. I have red pepper. I have red onion. I have oats. I also have kale. All right. I've got some white onion and mushrooms, and these are going to go on top. So we're not going to put these in the actual recipe. We're going to do that after. Now, rice is also something you can put in your veggie burgers. I'm not going to use rice, but I just wanted to point that out. You could also use quinoa. I'm not using quinoa today, but you can also do things like throw a few chia seeds in there if you want to. All right, so sweet potatoes, lots of health benefits. I'd like for somebody to tell me what the health benefits of sweet potatoes are to get another entry into this week's drawing. Lots of health benefits for sweet potatoes, which is why they're one of my absolute favorite things to eat. Same thing with black beans. I eat a lot of black beans. I put them in bowls when I make bowls. I put them in wraps sometimes. I'll eat them as a main dish, a side dish. So they're really good. Lots of health benefits. So let's make these veggie burgers. So the first thing we're going to do, the first recipe, I'm going to use black beans, all right, instead of the chickpeas. So we're going to, you can use a food processor or a blender, whichever you choose. So I am going to a cup of black beans. I was a little less than a cup. I didn't quite fill it up there. And then I am going to also get some kale, throw a little bit of kale in there. All right, I'm gonna throw some sweet potatoes in there. Red pepper. A little bit of red onion. Ooh, gonna have a mess here, aren't I? I tend to make a mess whenever I cook. It's okay, don't mind me. And outside of that, I am going to put a little bit of these oats in there, just a little. All right, now let's blend this up. Now, some people put eggs in theirs. I'm not using eggs because I want this to be completely animal free. So I'm not putting any animal-based products in here, okay? Everything in here is clean, fresh, and plant-based. that's mainly because we didn't use egg. I have used eggs in them before, but you know, sometimes I just really want to go 100% plant-based. See how much that helps? Now we're moving. And all I did was put a little bit of cashew milk in there, just to give a little bit of, loosen it up a little bit so it wasn't so dry. It's very difficult to blend when it's dry. And the thing about making fresh food is you just have to have some patience, you know, and you also have to have technique. Just like whenever the blender gets a little, when it starts working a little too hard, stopping it, stirring it, and just making sure you understand that this isn't stuff that's been processed. These are fresh ingredients, so you're breaking them down. So be patient. All right, we're gonna pour this out and make a few patties. Now, while you're doing this, it's a good idea to have your oil getting warm if you're able to multitask. If you're not a good multitasker, I recommend waiting because you don't want your skillet getting too hot. I use a cast iron skillet. You can use whatever type of skillet works best for you. I'm going to use olive oil for my veggie burgers. You can use coconut oil, avocado oil, or whatever type of oil you want. I am measuring out my oil here. Let's put some seasoning in these burgers. How about a little onion powder? A dash of sea salt. A little bit of paprika. Black pepper. A little bit of garlic powder. And I am going to use a little bit of rosemary. I tend to like herbs and spices. All right. And then the other thing I'm gonna add just a little bit of minced garlic. That's optional if you choose to use that. And I'm just gonna stir this up. Now, some people put breadcrumbs in theirs as well. You can also use stuff like coconut flour. You can also use almond flour. I guess I didn't bring my almond flour out. But just to give it a little more consistency if you want to, I am going to put just a little bit of coconut flour in here just to make sure that they stay together. Because with these being all plant-based, sometimes it starts to kind of fall apart on you. It's hard to keep the patties together and firm like when you're making it out of meat. So just a little coconut flour. All right, put a little bit more of that in there. Just a sprinkle. Depending on how much you're making, this is just for a few patties here, so I wouldn't put more than 2 tablespoons of that in there. I'm going to throw a few chia seeds in here. All right, I have a tablespoon. Throw those in there. Organic chia seeds. Checking to see if my oil is hot. It's getting there. And they are coming along. That's it. Better than beef burgers. How about that? Oh, you guys caught me eating kale. Sorry. I couldn't resist. I love this stuff. Lots of coffee in the fix. Where are they? Now in this batch, I used garbanzos or chickpeas. I also used sweet potatoes, red onions, red pepper, oats, and I am using a little bit of almond milk in this one as well because it too is having a little bit of difficulty with mixing because of the thickness of the texture, which we want that thickness because it's going to benefit us in the long run because the patties will be much better. All right, and I think we're good. I used coconut flour last time on the first batch. I'm going to use almond flour this time. All right. I'm just going to put a couple of tablespoons in there. But once again, this is with chickpeas. This is the garbanzos. And the first one was the black beans. They both have sweet potato, they both have red pepper, they both have red onion in them, and they both have oats in them. We're going to season them pretty similar, okay? And we're going to cook them the same. Let's season. I'm going to put a little bit of cayenne pepper. Spice it up a little. Onion powder. Sea salt. I did it come out. There we go. And I'm going to put a little bit of chili powder in this one. Spicy. Alright, and once again, you can use whatever seasons you want. I'm also going to grab a little bit of savory. Put some savory in there. I put rosemary in the last one. A little herb there. And let's not forget about a little bit of garlic. I use garlic and onion quite a bit with cooking. Once again, what are the health benefits of garlic and onion? Well, first of all, I think garlic and onion are besties. They go so well together. So, all right, let's get these things in the oven. Let's get these things in the skillet. So you guys will notice that over these next few weeks, as you see my meal plans and meal prep suggestions, I will be leaning more towards the plant-based side. I'm not recommending that you guys go vegan or vegetarian. I am simply suggesting that you reduce the amount of animal-based products that you consume every day, every week, every month, every year. So when I do put meat on the meal plans, it will typically be chicken, fish, or turkey. And if it's fish, I will recommend wild caught if possible. It's very difficult to find wild caught in our area, fresh. Most of it's farm raised, but if you can figure out where it's from. Is it from Canada? Is it from Chile? Is it from the United States? Or is it from Vietnam? So figure out where your fish is from. And then also with your chicken, I'm gonna recommend organic chicken over regular chicken simply due to the hormones and antibiotics that are pumped into the chickens nowadays. And then as far as beef goes, if you decide that you have to have beef in your diet, that's fine. Just get lean cuts And if you can, get grass fed. And but I won't be putting beef in the meal plans. You just try not to eat beef more than once a week if you just have to have it, and that's fine. But you will see a lot of plant-based recipes, meal plans, and that with chicken, fish, and turkey. And that's all I want to say about that. Let's eat clean. Sauteing some mushrooms and onions. Veggie burgers are served, guys. Yes. What are your thoughts? Let's eat. You got your healthy fats on there. Lots of fruits and vegetables. You got some whole grains in here. Lots of nutrition packed in this meal. Yes. I hope you get yours done. Homemade veggie burgers.